Right, we'll give it one more minute and then I think we'll start. I think since the recorded session, people will be able to catch up on the presentation. All right. I want to make sure I honor everyone's time. Thank you all once again for being here. Thank you for joining on time. I'm sure others will be joining us as the session continues. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well. If you don't mind, please, for those who are in front of their devices or laptop, just send one word in the chat about how you're joining us today, how you're entering the space, how you're doing, how your day's going, how you're feeling overall, just to get us a bit opening up as we start the session. Just one word or phrase that just describes how you're entering the space as we start our session today. I know I'm coming in feeling very excited because of Zinkla's presentation. We were able to touch base yesterday. And philanthropy is just always a very fun space to be in. I think we all bring in our individual journeys into it. So it's always exciting to be able to learn more about where people are coming from in the journey with philanthropy and the work that we're doing. So yeah, just one word, one phrase that describes how you're entering the space today. I see someone is grateful, curious. I think that's a good one. Good at this side of the world. I'm curious what side of the world that is. Petole, if you don't mind sharing that with us. Honored with our presenters feeling honored to be here. And we're honored to have you as well, Zinhle. So yeah, just to kick us off, I want to make sure that everything happens on time. We have about 40 minutes in our presentation, or seven of those have already elapsed. So I do want to introduce our presenter for today, Ms. Zinhle Ngwenya, who currently serves as the Finance and Member Relations Associate at the African Venture Philanthropy Alliance. Zinhle, we're excited to have you here to hear about your insights on how we can catalyze social impact across Africa. So without wasting much more time, I will give over to you to kick us off, and maybe you'll do a short introduction of yourself as well and get us into the presentation. So everyone else, welcome once again. Please, there's going to be time after the presentation where we can ask questions and engage on a Q&A or just additional insights that we might also be bringing into the space. So welcoming you all to participate as well, even throughout the chat in the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tevo. I do hope I am audible and you guys can hear me clearly. Okay. As Tepo has already said, by name, I am Zinhle Ngwenya, and yes, I serve as the Finance and Members Relations Associate. I used to call myself a toddler into the space, but a toddler has got to start walking and running at some point, right? So I'm slowly getting there. I'm still fairly new in the space, and one thing I like about philanthropy is that you learn every day. But in terms of learning, it's also good to be part of the impact and to also witness the impact as you go along. So I'm not also sure how much you know about AVPA, but at AVPA, we are a member-based network of social investors. We work with foundations, family offices, corporates, DFIs, the government, just to support all the organizations that share one goal. And what is this goal? This goal is to actually mobilize more and better capital for social impact in Africa. Tepo, you can project the slides, please. So at AVPA, basically, we exist because we are trying to strengthen. You can go to the next slide. Yes, this one. No, the previous one. Thank you. So at AVPA, as I did mention, we are ecosystem builders within the space, and we are a network of social investors. And we exist basically to just strengthen the social investment ecosystem. And we bring together diverse actors into across the continent because we are trying to share information, build partnership, mobilize catalytic capital, even blended finance, and also to strengthen local ecosystem and to also accelerate the impacts that we have. And we provide this support to our members and partners because we do understand that there is no single organizations that can solve Africa's challenges alone. And AVPA is headquartered in Kenya, Nairobi, but we have two regional offices, one in Johannesburg, South Africa, where I sit, and then we also have another one in Nigeria, Lagos, for West Africa. So today, rather than just showing you how we provide support into the social investment space, I'll just like us to take a big step back and just to explore the bigger question of how do we collectively finance for Africa's future. And with this is because we understand that solving for Africa's biggest challenges does not only require funding, but it also requires the coordination, the knowledge, and most importantly, collaboration. So instead of also just focusing on the challenges in Africa, let's also speak about the opportunities Africa has, because I believe that Africa has the world's youngest population, rapidly growing innovations ecosystem, expanding digital infrastructure, and also we have entrepreneurs who are solving for local problems every day, right? But across the continent, also we need to understand that there are organizations that are solving for a bigger problem, which is your climate resilience, agriculture, youth unemployment, education, healthcare, financial inclusivity, and then also renewable energy. In fact, the list is actually quite long. But despite this momentum, one thing that we also need to remember is that the social investment is always fragmented, and thousands of organizations are doing great work, but with them doing great work, it's hard to actually get investors and some of these organizations together, and they struggle to find each other. Next slide, please. So, in terms of social investment, we do understand that it is capital that is deployed intentionally to create positive social or environmental outcomes alongside financial and strategic returns. And this includes your grants, blended finance, impact investing, technical assistance, and also the corporate social investment. But it's not just about finding the right funding instrument, but it's also about using the right capital at the right time and to unlock impact. This is why we have created the SIF dashboard. So the SIF dashboard is action in social investment in action for Africa, and it is an AI human verified intelligence on Africa's social investment landscape. We are tracking who's doing what, where, with whom, and how much is being spread across the spectrum of social investment in Africa. And with this already, we have already tracked over 20,000 plus impact activities, and the sources that we use are over 70 plus newsletter sources, and we cover 54 of the African countries that we have, and we also have the 17 SDGs that are being tracked. So, with this, you could be asking yourself, why is this important? But at AVPA, this is a way that we are actually supporting the ecosystem. And with us supporting this, thank you, Tepo. So the Social in Africa dashboard is not just any other database platform, right? But yes, I did mention that it continuously maps who is investing why, where is the investment happening, the sectors that are receiving the funding, the partnerships that are being formed, the capital flow that is being tracked, and also the emerging trends across sectors. And with this, how we do this is that this is a platform that can help you with decision making to actually also cut down on the time that you spend on the research to make your proposal quite evidence ready. This is the dashboard that you can use to actually do that. So somebody might be asking themselves, but where do I start, right? Because this is one of the questions that we get a lot from investors. These questions include who else is investing, who's active in the country, which sectors are underfunded, and who are the potential partners, where are the financing gaps. So without any reliable information, our organization might spend months on conducting this research. And this dashboard can also assist investors to stop duplicating efforts and the partnership opportunities being missed, but at least to be identified. And it also makes making decisions a bit easier and less expensive. Next slide, please. So in terms of the challenges, we do understand that there's a lot of information that is out there, a lot of data that is out there. We do know that capital is fragmented, there's market obscurity, and then there's a standardized metrics that is being used. And so there is capital access barriers. But with all of this, this is where the dashboard comes in to also help you to just try and understand or get even a bigger insight on the trends and how you can also work around your ecosystem. And you could be asking yourself, how can I use this dashboard, right? But one thing that I can say is that whether you're an investor, a foundation, even a researcher, an NGO, or somebody who's simply passionate about Africa's development, the SciF dashboard can help you identify the funding opportunities, discover the organizations working in your thematic area, find potential collaborators, strengthen proposal using evidence, conduct a due diligence, and support strategic planning. Instead of spending weeks on searching through multiple sources, this you can start with this dashboard to also help you. Next slide, please. So with the data that we are tracking, we have 7 categories, and yes, it includes the impact activities, the capital flow. The capital flow includes the figures of where the money is going or how is it going from who to where. It includes the beneficiaries. It also has we also are tracking organizational profiles. You could be interested in a specific organization. You could find them here. And also in terms of geographic distribution, as I did mention, we cover all 54 countries. And then we also have sectoral and SDG alignment. And we also, this is where now you can use this information whereby you get to identify the trends and the gaps within the space, and also to see where you can filter in or where you can work towards. And then we also have the media intelligence, whereby with this, we try to make sure that as much as we are not multilingual yet, but we do make sure that this is covered in English. So, I think I would like to say that imagine if ever all the foundations knew who's investing in a specific sector. For example, let's just say mental health. Every impact investor could quickly identify the pipeline opportunities. Every NGO would even discover aligned funders. Every researcher would be able to access the information on the capital flows, and every policymaker would be able to identify and identified underserved sectors. And that is basically the ecosystem AVPA is trying to build. And how do we do all of this? Yes, we do get a large number of data. As I did mention, it's already 70,000 plus. And with this data, what we do is we get it and then we filter it using AI. And then afterwards, we do add a human verification whereby our own team at AVPA manually cleans the data to make sure that there is no duplication and that the information that we actually put out there is pre-read before or is reviewed before we actually publish it to the dashboard for everybody else to use. Next slide, please. So in terms of this information that you can get on the platform, this data is actually quite good that you can also make your own reports about it. I did mention that you can also use it whenever you need evidence for your proposal to make them strong. This is one of the dashboards that you can use. I'm going to take you through a short demonstration so that you can see how we can use it. Um, yeah, Tepo, if ever you can allow me to share my screen so that I can share the quick demo, please. And also, you might be asking yourself, what kind of data is shared on this? I mean, what organizations we are tracking on this platform? As I did mention, we are a member-based network, but we try by all means to um, include most of our members and partners that we work with across the space uh, to check their data. Please do let me know if ever you can see my screen. Um, Pardon me for that. Okay, I do trust you can all see my screen now. So this is the dashboard. So pardon me, I have already logged in because I was just being mindful of time with the short time that I was given, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys are able to see the dashboard as it is. So with the dashboard, you are going to register, and for some of our members, it is going to ask for a member link. But if ever you are not a member, you can get access to this dashboard for you can start off with the 7-day trial, and with the 7-day trial, after you have registered, it's going to send you an authentication code towards your inboxes, and then you can start exploring this data. So this is the landing page that you're going to land to, and as you can see now, with the dashboard, this is the dashboard how it looks, right? And then you're also going to have reports. So in terms of reports, this is the report that you can actually generate from the data that we use here. So from month to month at AVPA, we try to actually create data so that we can show individuals of how they can actually use it. And this is one of the reports that we have came up with from this dashboard. And then back to the dashboard again. So if ever it's your first time using the dashboard, you do have a guided tour and about the dashboard, it's going to take you down there. And you could possibly be also being new within the space and trying to understand some of the terms that are being used across the ecosystem. And this is also is included there to make sure that you better understand. And then just going back up, if ever you are having any questions or inquiries about the data that is provided here, you can also contact us. This is the platform that's going to take you to. But yeah, so back to the dashboard. So this is the dashboard, and you can see with the total number of social capital flow that has already been monitored. And I'm not gonna try and bite my tongue and be a zoomer on this one, but you can see it's quite a big number that is being tracked across this, and with the number of activities that have already been captured. And courses that are captured in member activities. And I did mention that with all of this activity, with all of these information that is here, it's actually downloadable. You can use it for your research. And then we also have the SDGs. And then as you scroll down, you have your different types of support that is provided, which can be financial or it can be non-financial. And then we also have the whole matrix of the geographic distribution that we are focusing on. And then now when you go down, you also have a different matrix of the organizations and maybe some of the courses that they support. But yeah, let me just show you how it works. So this data actually runs from 2023 January until to date. Sorry about that. Until to date, it is updated on a monthly basis. You must not be seeing the June data here, but it's going to be uploaded shortly. We update it on a monthly basis, and as I did mention that we also have a manual human verification that we do at AVPA, hence why we update it monthly. And then we also have the social courses across the ecosystem, the different types of social courses that could be relevant to you or your organization. And then we also have the SDGs. And then we also have the regions. You can focus on the regions that you want. And then you also have the beneficiaries that you could not be working with adults, but you could be working with children and you'd want to find out more information about that. This is where you actually select that. And then the type of support that is provided, it can be financial, it can be non-financial, and then the different types of support. And then now it's actually breaking down the support categories. As you know, since it can be financial and non-financial, there is debt, there is technical support that you focus on. This is all here. And then we have the organization types. So with this organizational is our membership categories. Um, And then we also have the organization's name here. As I did mention, you might be asking yourself, why is my organization not listed here? We actually work with some of our members and some partners. Let us not forget that. But if ever you do want us to add your organization here, you can also reach out to us and then we can see how we go about it. Let me just select a few filters so that I can um, let's just focus on climate change and maybe gender equity or in industry. Let me just select these three for now. And then in terms of the support type, no, not this. In terms of let me choose certain countries. Okay, but before we actually do this, um, so if ever you are to select on one social course, right? If ever you are to select on one social course, this is how it's going to appear. It's going to tell you the social course, the number of activities under this social course, and the top 5 organizations that are investing within this social course. And the number on the side, you're probably asking yourself, what does it mean? But it's actually the number of activities that that particular organization has worked with under this social course. And you must be asking yourself, if ever it's so much data, how am I going to get to this data? But we are actually going to get to it as we scroll down. And then going into also the SDGs, it also applies the very kind of similar information, whereby it gives you the top 5 organizations that are working within the space and the total number of activities. As you scroll down, with the type of support that is relevant, that is related. In this case, we are focusing on the financial. So if ever we are focusing on the financial, as you can see here, there might be blank white spaces. So this means that there is no debt convertible under the across courses or if the finance, not the finance, but even the grants recoverable under affordable housing. So there's no information under it there. So here's a gap that you're identifying, but you could be asking yourself why. This is also how you can use this data to actually make your proposals or even share insights on certain things or approaches that you can use as an organization. And then as you can see here, under affordable housing, we have one activities when it comes to blended finance equity and the works. So, fun fact, I like to say the lighter the green, the less activities, but the darker the green, the more activities that there is to it. And then also when it comes to non-financial support, you can see that let's just say climate action. So there is some activity under climate action, and it also shows you that the support that has been provided is human resources, and you can just get a feel of the type of information that you're looking for. And then as you scroll down, you could be just looking at your countries, specific countries from wherever in Africa. I'll just choose South Africa for now. And this is the total number of capital flow that has been monitored under South African region. And the total number of activities is 2,513. And it also shows you top active the top five active organizations within the space within South Africa. And then it also shows you the top five social causes that are active within South Africa. But as I did mention, you can filter that on the side and just get a better feel of it. And then now we have the matrix of organizations and the social causes that they support. So now it's also giving you an insight on the different organizations and what they focus on. For example, let's choose the WHO Foundation. So with the WHO Foundation, under across courses, you can see that it's going to give you a summary now. Now we are getting more information into this, and it's also even showing you the beneficiaries that benefit from this. And it doesn't have the location yet because we didn't filter to anything. And then it also gives you the tag that you can use to also make you getting the information quite easy. And then we also have the activity title. And now, after it has given you a summary, now you actually want to um, deep dive into this information, and this is where you go underneath. You have the activity type. You might have identified it from up there, and then you also have the relevant URL, and then you click here, and then it's going to take you to the article or the insights that has been shared or that we have gathered from this. And with this information, you can see it's a page of 1073. So there's quite a lot. You've got to love reading if ever you are to be working in this space. So this is just a quick demonstration that I would like to show you. I'm just going to allow questions and answers right now because I'm just being mindful of time. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you so much, Sinclair. Yeah, any questions, feel free to raise your hand or drop them in the chat. I'm curious, Sinclair, from everything you've shared, are there any other organizations, to your knowledge, that are doing similar ecosystem building or just like ecosystem coordination work similar to what you've described?
You mean in similar to the dashboard that I've just presented?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, I think we have gin, but with gin the disadvantage is that you have to wait for the whole year in order for you to get this kind of information. And the advantage with using ours is that it's updated on a monthly basis. And then I think if I'm not mistaken, there is an yeah, it's ND. But what it does, it only tracks entrepreneurs, not the whole
Okay.
SDGs that I have covered. Yeah.
Got it, got it, got it.
Yes. So I think I'm also just going to drop the dashboard's website address on the chat, and then if ever you need anything, and also do present I mean also share my contact details in case you just want a one-on-one demonstration. I am available to do that. And yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, that would be very helpful to share. There's also a question here. Does your platform do matching or facilitate deals and opportunities?
Okay, it doesn't do that, but it gives you the insights. The reason why is because we do have at AVPA, we do have the deal share platform that we use to actually facilitate deals and co-funding opportunities for investors and funders. So it's a different aspect of the work that we do at AVPA. So it's not on this platform specifically.
If there are
And I
any,
can see that my colleague has already shared the website address. You can use that.
awesome, awesome. If you don't mind just sharing briefly
Can I
about
just?
oh, sorry, I think there's someone coming in.
Lucas, you can go ahead.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Sorry to interject,
Sure,
Tebo.
sure.
I just wanted to follow up on the question that I raised in the chat. Do you mind sharing a little bit more about that deal sharing and facilitation of co-funding opportunities, if
Okay, so
possible?
with
Like what you
uh,
guys do there and how to
no problem.
access those services.
Okay, so with our Dealshare platform, how we do it is that, as I did mention, that we work mostly with social investors across the space. So what these investors actually do is that they are the ones who do the listing because we are scared of actually having organizations list themselves and then at the end of the day find out that they're not even investor ready yet. So we have investors that listed the deals on the website, and then they are the ones who saying that are seeking co-funding opportunities under this thematic area. And then with that, if ever they cannot get matches or anything, or they don't even have, they might not even have organizations that they're investing in yet, but we do know that there are some organizations that they can invest in. And then we are the ones who actually do live share sessions for them to actually participate. And then we give them a quick investor readiness course so that they can be able to invest for themselves. But other than that, the platform is mainly for our members, and our members are the ones who use it. But if ever there is a social investor that is not our member that would like to make use of the platform, that is accessible.
Awesome, awesome. I think that's similar to the question that
I think.
Thank
Mizule
you so much,
asked
Sinke.
about whether you have workshop that teaches entrepreneurs to keep them fundable, basically.
Okay, I wouldn't say okay, right now the work that we have been doing is on how to get NGOs to be to transition to social enterprises. We are actually conducting a research on that. And in terms of specifically focusing on entrepreneurs, we are still working on that because we do understand that there is a lot of organizations that actually need that investor readiness course. So last year we did have a short course for some of our members, and we did realize that there's a lot of work that we need to do. We can say that organizations are ready for themselves, but there's still a lot of work that they can do. And since we have the access to these investors and funders, we can be able to assist them and help them to get people who are seeking funding opportunities. That's how we do it.
Awesome, awesome. Just in the next 90 seconds, can you please just share a bit more about your upcoming events or where people can learn more about AVPA and all the other work that you have lined up coming soon?
Okay, so in terms of that's such a short time and I have such a big, but we do have two upcoming programs that are coming up. One is the IMM, which is on investor measurement and readiness, whereby we teach organizations on how to measure their impact within the space, impact measurement. And we also have one with we are trying to get corporates to fund for a purpose. That is the two programs that I have on. I'm sure whenever you share the slides, they will see the information on it there. And then we also have an upcoming conference on the 9th until the 11th of November. It's going to be in Cape Town. I do hope to see some of you there so that you can also interact with our broader network to also see the work that we do in action and also get better insights about the work that we're doing across Africa.
Thank you so much. Yeah, with the time we have left, I think you did a very phenomenal job there. Zintle, thank you so
I
much
tried.
for yes, thank you so much for sharing your insights. This is a recorded session, so we'll be sharing it to our broader network of partners as well, and look out for highlights as well about the session on our social media pages. I also just want to especially thank everyone who took time out of their day to join us this morning for the session. Hopefully, it was a meaningful time and insightful in all that was shared. And please feel free to reach out to ABPA for more information or just, I know there was a lot covered today, so there's definitely it needs a longer stretch of time, definitely to understand, especially the platform and the dashboard itself. I will certainly be reaching out to you because I'm very interested in learning more about how we can continue building a cohesive ecosystem in the work that we're doing. But thank you so much, everyone, and I hope that we will all have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, Tepo, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Sebo. Thank you,
Zinhle.
Zinhle. Zinhle, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.